play your cards right, and my Iron Warrior is gonna be besieging your fortress tonight. Anyway, today we're gonna be reacting to Bricky's Every Single Warhammer 40k Faction Explained Part 1. Thank you for letting me know in the comments that I watched it a little bit out of order, and I hope that I can start in the right order from now on. So let's get started!
As someone who doesn't necessarily serve the Omnissiah, but someone who can appreciate them, you will not be getting my legs today, as I will be replacing them with various things depending on which faction we are currently talking about.
What the
heck? A little bit more context and possible comedy to whatever the hell I
want to replace my legs.
So, hello everybody, my name is Bricky, and this is going to be a long—
Hi Bricky, hello, how are you? He looks so different in this video. He's got like a different cut.
Bricked up.
Bricked up for Bricky.
Long video and a large project that has been going on for quite some time. This is, I need two hands for this. This is every single Warhammer 40k race in kind of a nutshell, explained, a little bit of explanation, a little bit of—
Imagine someone doing this, but for like population of Earth. Every single race explained in the population of Earth.
Lore, a little bit of talking about the tabletop, mostly lore, what they're all about, and also a little bit of background for those of you who just have no clue what Warhammer 40,000 is.
I don't.
Now, you see, Warhammer and Warhammer 40,000 is a universe people hear plenty of, but don't know a whole lot about. They say, oh, there's these dudes in big power armor with chainsaw swords, and they got these big old green orcs, and there's some bugs over there, and everyone calls these guys weebs, and then there's these—
I was about to say, I don't think all of that, but I definitely think like nerd territory. Like whenever I go to the board game shop, I always see all the tabletops filled with like Warhammer and all their designs. I think it looks cool. I definitely think people nerd out about it though. It's very cute.
Bitches over here, and I don't get it. I don't understand. Where do I start? Well, this video is particularly for you, or for those of you who have a little bit of knowledge, but you're kind of curious about each of the different races and factions in Warhammer.
Okay.
So overall, the Warhammer universe is vast when it comes to lore and background. And
oh my god, it's like us. I wonder who first invented Warhammer. I think that's so cute. They just made their own little armies and stuff. Space Marines! I remember this video.
Each different faction is so different with the things that they believe in, and some are human, some are transhuman, like where they all have these—
Wait, what? What type of human?
Crazy ass electronics on them. You've got aliens and you've got the chaos factions, and there's so much to entail that I decided to embark on this project to tell you what each and every single one of them is about.
Wow.
And what the Warhammer universe is about as well, to give at least a little bit of an intro to this extremely—
How many women do you think have seen this video or have been shown this video via like their boyfriend or brother or guy that they like? Just so they can understand.
Bloated, but very, very enjoyable world that I and many others partake in. So, I will be explaining every single faction in the Warhammer 40k universe, at least all the factions you can play as, and some smaller factions here and there. I will not be discussing absolutely everything in it because that is a little bit much, and I'm not going to go too mega deep into the lore. I'm going to give you a pretty solid overview of each of the different factions and have you learn a little bit about them, and we'll discuss a little bit of the tabletop as well in case you were curious about that.
Bros watch a 50-minute Warhammer video explaining every faction but won't turn in their college assignment.
But for this episode entirely, we are discussing the Imperium of Man, because that takes up a fat chunk of Warhammer lore.
Okay.
What is Warhammer 40,000? Well, the 40,000 starts off is the year 40,000, the 41st millennium. That's where it takes place, is in the year 40,000, 41,000 AD.
So we are in 2026. So we got some time. We got some to go. We got like 80. Wait, I know math. 38. We have 38,000 years left until we get here.
You're already more knowledgeable. Let me read you a quote, first of many quotes in this video. It is the 41st millennium. For more than 100 years, the Emperor has sat immobile on the golden throne of Earth. He is the master of mankind by the will of the gods, and master of 1,000,000 worlds by the might of his inexhaustible armies.
So
he
he's
is a
God?
rotting carcass, writhing invisibly with power from the dark age of technology. He is the carrion lord of the Imperium, for whom 1,000 souls are sacrificed every day so that he may never truly die. To be a man in such times is to be amongst untold billions. It is to live in the cruelest and most bloody regime imaginable. These are the tales of those times. Forget the—
Okay, but are they saying in 38,000 years that there'll be no more women? That's crazy if that's what they're saying. That's so sick. Also, why is a man in control?
power of technology and science, for so much has been forgotten, never to be relearned. Forget the promise of progress and understanding, for in the grim, dark future, there is only war. There is no peace amongst the stars, only an eternity of carnage and slaughter, and the laughter of thirsting gods.
What the heck? So this world entirely is based off of war? I guess that makes sense where the women went. Because, you know, women wouldn't be in the war. But I was wondering if they had VTubers in this universe. Do you think that'd be sick?
Everything blows. And it blows fucking hard. Warhammer is probably the most dark and depressing universes ever in fiction, or at least like top 3. Everything is so absurdly horrible, destructive, or overpowered that it all kind of ends up canceling itself out. It's like Dota. War rages across the galaxy. Interstellar travel is—
I don't know anything about Dota. Is Dota like that? Where it's just a bunch of war?
Is only possible due to sacrificing 1,000 souls a day to a rotting carcass of a man who you believe to be your god. Demonic gods and demons tear open the fabric of reality on a whim. Other Xenos or even other humans end up killing each other in untold billions across the galaxy. It is a time of unending war, slaughter, and a bloodbath amongst everybody. Planets are deemed unrecoverable and are completely destroyed on a whim. Everything sucks. But that's like—
why don't they just stop fighting? Why don't they just talk it out? What the heck?
Charm of it. See, everything in Warhammer is evil, but being evil is kind of fun. Like, humanity, in its own right, is a xenophobic, prejudice, and religious zealot group that kill each other just as much as they kill all of their enemies. But and they're like mid to high tier evil on the evil scale of Warhammer. Nobody is good. No matter who you are, everyone is some flavor, some color of evil. Whoever you pick, you are going to be the bad guy. But that's the fun of it. Because being the bad guy is badass. Villains are cool. They look cool. They got—
okay, but if everyone is the bad guy, then there's gotta be people that are the good guys. There's definitely it's like if everything was wonderful, then there's always gotta be someone who's like not as wonderful, therefore they would be the bad guy. That's how life works.
Cool outfits, they got cool weapons, they got cool armies. Villains are cool, man. And when everyone is a villain, everyone is pretty cool. That's what makes this so charming, is that everyone can be the bad guy. So let's start off talking about the main bad guy, quote unquote, the Imperium of Man.
His hair, whack. His gear,
oh, is this the guy that gave birth to all
the
Marines? This must have been the guy who gave birth to all the Marines.
Empire of the human race. All of humanity is under this
one
flag called the Imperium. And about 10,000 years ago, there was a man. He was the Emperor of mankind, a 10-foot tall psychic demigod who led humanity across the stars to colonize tons and tons of worlds, create superhuman soldiers, and really bring humanity into a new age. This man, the Emperor of mankind, was a psyker. And a psyker is like a magician of sorts. In the world of 40k, there is the warp, the immaterium, kind of like hell, but sort of like a purgatory dimension of hell. And a psyker is someone who can take that power and manifest it through their mind to use it to do stuff. Like witchcraft stuff, magician stuff, spells, and lots of other things, but we don't want to get too into that. The Emperor, big boy psyker. Top tier, A+, maybe even S. Now, the Emperor created a bunch of sons. Yes, created a bunch of sons.
Okay, so they didn't hook up with a girl. Like, I thought where the mom was. Okay, so these are all of the Space Marines. I remember from the other video.
Known as the Primarchs. He created 18 Primarchs to have them lead all of the different legions of humanity to the different stars and plans to help colonize and bring it out. These Primarchs are basically like little versions of the Emperor. Not all of them are psychers, but a lot of them are very, very powerful, and they lead his special Space Marine legions. Then this big clusterfuck happened called the Horus Heresy, where the Emperor's favorite son, the Primarch, Horus, ended up joining Chaos and leading 9 of the 18, half of his Primarchs directly to Earth to fight down the Emperor himself.
What?
Now, if you know what Chaos is,
Betrayal.
Remember what I mentioned earlier, the warp, that Immaterium, the hellish place? In there relies the 4 Chaos gods. Imagine like Satan and 3 others.
Who's that girl? Oh, you can't see her. Who's that girl? Oh my god. I'll worship her. Oh.
Satans. The warp being kind of evil, those Chaos gods, that's the reason. And so those Chaos gods manipulated Horus, and then Horus helped manipulate all 8 other Primarchs to lead this giant coup directly on the Emperor on Earth. And they fucked up.
Girl boss.
After this huge civil war, Horus died, but not before brutally wounding the Emperor. And right at the end of his life, they put the Emperor on this large golden throne on Earth, in which he is now alive, just barely, but slowly rotting away, powering something called the Astronomicon, so long as he stays alive, and is fed 1,000 people a day. The Astronomicon.
Wait, so his favorite son got manipulated by the gods. His favorite son took half of his brothers to go kill his father, and then the father got hurt so bad that they just put him on Earth and are using him to... I'm curious why they're using him to fuel whatever they're trying to fuel, and he's rotting away. I wonder if, like, he could get better. Like, why aren't they helping him get better?
It's like the North Star. If you want to do interstellar travel in 40k, you need to pass through that demonic warp I mentioned earlier. But how do you know where you're going? Well, the Emperor is there putting a nice little navigator right there. He helps navigate you to know where you're going. If you want to go from Earth to some crazy solar system across the way, you need to go through that warp, and then you need to know where you're going, go through there, and pop your way out. It's like doing nether travel in Minecraft, so you can shorten the distance between going to areas.
Wait, it's like the warp jumping in Guardians of the Galaxy.
As long as the Emperor is alive and being fed 1,000 people a day to stay alive, you can do that. The moment he dies...
Oh my god, he's like a bodybuilder. He needs 1,000 calories a day. If every calorie were a human soul.
Interstellar travel's gone for all of humanity.
No!
You're so boned. Now, since the Horus Heresy 10,000 years ago, the Imperium has fallen.
Wait, so he's a glorified Uber? What the heck?
Grace substantially. All technology has started to dwindle and die. There is now giant fundamental religious extremists that now believe the Emperor of Mankind was a deity, a true living god, which is probably the last thing the Emperor would have wanted to be remembered for. So now you have this thing called the Ecclesiarchy, which is this giant church entirely devoted to spreading the good word of the Emperor. He is now the Holy Emperor God, the God Emperor of mankind. And all of the Imperium has taken up worshiping him to the fullest extent and killing anything that isn't humanity in his name. The Imperium has this futuristic gothic tone to it and a hefty religious zealotry to them. If you think anything against the Emperor, that's heresy and you deserve to die. That is called being a heretic. Heretics die in 40k. There is no such thing as freedom of religion. There is no such thing as freedom of speech, so long as you are against the Emperor. There is no such...
Is there video games? there must be plumbing and AC at least, right? It's the future. That is crazy.
Thing is any kind of tolerance. Everyone is a religious zealot. Some more than others, but no matter what, you're preaching that good word. So right now, everyone in humanity is trying to expand their empire across the stars. If you are a heretic, someone who doesn't believe in the Emperor, you are deserving of death. If you believe in the Chaos Gods, you are also a heretic and you deserve death.
Oh
if
my
you
God.
are an alien race of any
The fact that they made this religion out of nowhere, out of thin hair, just because some guy almost died and now he's like glorified Uber. He's glorified quick travel. And they're like, oh, that's a god. We should make a religion off of it and kill a lot of people because of it. It's so weird. Who freaking did that?
You are a filthy Xenos and you deserve death as well. So long as the murder can...
Is that a Warhammer slur? They have slurs in Warhammer?
continues and humanity expands, the Imperium of Man is very, very happy. However, the largest fighting force of this Imperium is my personal favorite faction, and the first faction we will discuss, the Astra Militarum, or also known as the Imperial Guard.
Ah, Astra Militarum.
Game over, man.
The Imperial Guard is the main fighting force of the Imperium, and in a world of horrifying creatures, galactic monstrosities, the literal demons themselves breaking through the fabric of time to kill you, the Imperial Guard are untold billions of regular men and women wearing modern day like flak armor.
Wait, women? Let's go! They do have women in this universe.
Laser rifle. This is the humble las gun, the main weapon of the Imperial Guard. It fires superheated plasma lasers at an extremely fast fire rate. It is reliable, never jams. It can blow off limbs, giant holes in concrete. It is overall an extremely devastating weapon in modern day. It is one of the weakest in the 40k universe. Yeah, a laser rifle that never jams, it could blow off limbs, one of the weakest weapons. That's the world we're in right now. But who cares? Because the Imperial Guard has...
Do I even want to know what all the other weapons are? This is crazy.
Each battle, 500,000 of these men and women. 30,000 large armored tanks, 10,000 artillery batteries. The Imperial Guard wins through sheer numbers and firepower. They kind of have this World War I, World War II style aesthetic with legions of guardsmen as well as high company commanders.
Let's just like clump together both of the World Wars. That's kind of insane. But I guess this is 40k AD, so there's probably been a lot of wars.
Generals on the field along with them, and multiple kinds of troops. A normal Imperial Guard battle starts off with artillery, long lines of artillery, cracking the crust of the planet underneath the enemy's feet. And as this barrage continues, hundreds of thousands of guardsmen, a sea of guardsmen surges forward, firing and charging at everything possible while the planet rumbles as tanks roll up behind them. Gunships block out the sun and tanks block out the dirt with the steps and hoof prints of millions of guardsmen. It is through numbers and sheer sundering firepower. They are the first and last line of defense for the Imperium and make up a huge bulk of the battles. The Imperial Guard is also made up of tons of different kinds of regiments. The Catachan jungle fighters live in a death world that's more hospitable than almost any fire.
These look Australian. Jungle fighters? What the freak? Is that like a grenade strapped to his chest? Also, why don't they have any armor? They just are super shredded?
Fight they'll ever get into. So they just have this steroid-looking, giant knife, Rambo Predator-looking sons of bitches where nothing is anywhere near as scary as a simple knight on their home planet. You have the Valhallan Winter Soldiers who haven't felt their toes in 300 years. The Mordian Iron Guard who are more interested in making their shoes shine.
So there's like a British
than actually fighting a battle. And then, of course, the big one, the Cadians from Cadia.
Cadians? Oh, is Cadia dead?
The biggest export of guardsmen in the entirety of the Imperium. You will fire your first gun at 5. You will disassemble and reassemble it at 10. You will have pounding artillery drills day in and day out at 15. And you'll fight your first swarm lord at 16.
What?
And if you mention Cadia, you will burst into an unrelenting amount of tears and sadness like I do daily. To quote, I have at my command an entire battle group of the Imperial Guard, 50 regiments including specialized drop troops, stealthers, mechanized formations, armored companies, combat engineers, and mobile artillery.
Hey, at least the freaking military jobs probably go crazy. You could make a killing in the military.
500,000 fighting men and 30,000 tanks and artillery pieces are mine to command.
Wow.
Emperor, show mercy to the fool that stands against me, for I shall not. The Imperial Guard are my personal favorite faction in 40k. They're the army I collect the most, the ones I enjoy playing the most, and the one I enjoy in the lore sense a lot. There's something about just a regular man with a laser rifle being told to charge the horrors of this universe and willingly doing so for his god emperor.
Yeah,
it's just
that's insane.
poetic. They actually represent the main Imperial Guard tactics.
Oh my god, they have such cute little heads. I like their outfits. Oh, they're so baby. So baby girl.
Pretty well. Large amounts of artillery that doesn't require a line of sight, lots of tanks, tons of infantry, drop troops, and gunships. Overall, they're pretty similar to how they sound.
Whoa, this tank is sick. I know in Warhammer, I don't know specifically, but I've heard that you have to build the figures and paint them. So the fact that people like went through all the effort to paint this is crazy. They made it so realistic, like metal.
Though a little bit expensive to collect, unfortunately, and they don't hit a lot. They have a bit of a bad aim, but you don't really care because you're just drowning them in shots. However, if you want more accurate fire and specialization, we can move on to talk about Space Marines.
What? The Angels of Death.
The Angels of Death are up next. Space Marines are genetically engineered super soldiers and superhumans. They're given extra organs, their skin tissue is toughened, their bones are stronger, they're taller than the average person. They're pretty massive people.
Wow.
And these are the specialized super soldiers that carry out a lot of the more specific tasks for the Imperium. And there's tons of legions of them. In fact, there's one per Primarch. Each Primarch,
wait, what?
son, as I mentioned before, oversees their legion of Space Marines. The genetic upgrade they get is based on the genes of said Primarch. It's something called a gene seed. That's what brings them up to this.
Oh my god, is already getting into the eugenics of this. Holy crap, man. They took it to a next level.
Superhuman level. As stated, each Primarch has their own legion. Robot Girly Man has the
Girly
Ultramarines.
Man?
Jagatai Khan has the White Scars. Rogel Dorn has the Imperial Fists. Corvus Corax has the Raven Guard. And there's a whole bunch of other side sections that are also extremely interesting and have a little bit more.
Oh, so these are the Space Marines. These are like the genetically modified Space Marines. Okay, it's all starting to connect. That's crazy.
The average Space Marines, which we will discuss in a bit. Humorously enough, I don't have a whole lot to say about Space Marines. They're superhumanly fast. In fact, it's been said that nothing that large should move that quick. These men in power armor moving at blazing fast speeds. Their reflexes are faster. Their skin is tougher. They are overall just extremely powerful soldiers. In fact, where they differ comes down to which Space Marine Legion we're talking about.
This video is sick. Did they make like a Space Marine movie? There's so many different like videos that he's pulling from in pictures.
For instance, the Ultramarines done by Robot Gilliman are the main blue boys, strong in almost every way.
The blue boys are the ones that I see everywhere. Whenever I look at packages or books or whatever, it's always these blue guys.
Trades kind of group that are a little bit too strong, and that's a lore problem, but the White Scars by Jagatai Khan are all about speed freaks, go fast. We're talking attack bikes.
This is like the Mad Max of Space Marines. That's crazy.
Land speeders, you want to go in quick, you want to hit them hard, you want them to be swarming around like buzzflies.
You could paint motorcycles.
Buzzsaws. With the speed of buzzsaws.
Is
Fuck
he good?
you, Pale King. Salamanders love fire. Fire in the Forge, fire in battle. Flamers,
Oh my god, I still need to do that Path of Pain from Hollow Knight. That freaking Path of Pain challenge is so difficult. I think I've gotten like 99% of the way through.
Multi-guns, multi-meltas, just so long as something can be burning, that's big. And they're also actually some of the nicest of the Space Marines.
I like these guys.
Have this kind of like holier-than-thou thing because of their genetic strength. However, the Salamanders tend to put human lives above the lives of themselves, which is actually rather rare.
Aww.
They're also all black, but not like just regular black, like 2 a.m. line at a White Castle black. Like they have a charcoal, dark, ashy exterior and
What? What did he mean by that?
blazing red eyes. Apparently something about living on their home planet of Nocturne, which I don't know if that makes much sense, but who cares? This is like fantasy land anyway. Overall, Salamanders are actually one of my personal favorite legions because they're just really cool. They're fun to play as because of all their flavor weapons, and they have a nice, like, more heartwarming lore as opposed to being super evil like everyone else is. Oh my god, we're not even a quarter of the way through the Space Marine legions. Imperial Fists believe in the power of the siege and defensive positions. Raven Guards, master of stealth and sabotage while having bird helmets. Iron Hands, masters of machines and vehicles while being really goddamn good at being sold on eBay after one nerf. Space Wolves, Vikings, and wolves.
Shoot, I totally forgot. It's like a figurine game, so they have to constantly change the rules so people can just get nerfed. That's crazy. Drama.
And tons of wolves and axes, battle axes, fur
the
everywhere.
furry
Space
Marines.
wolves, angry, big teeth, blood angels, the genetic defect to make them want to drink blood and go crazy called the Red Thirst. They have cupid wings and stuff, which is a little bit strange, and they are all super gay for Sanguinius.
Me too. Look at him. He's so cute. The Yowie faction, we love that.
Dark Angels are old school knights and inner circle theme and...
Oh.
Are you a heretic?
Me? No, never.
Oh, is this one of the hidden factions?
Deathwatch, fancy anti-Xenos group that nobody plays because Deathwatch, and they look cool though, but no one plays them. I don't know about Deathwatch. They're there though. Black Templars, for the people who, if you haven't prayed at least 3 times a day, you're gonna start praying out that airlock. And I'm sure there's some other chapters I may have missed as well, like Crimson Fists and stuff, but those are the main ones right here.
That's so crazy.
Quote, from the Emperor himself.
It's so interesting that it's all about war, but equally as much it's about religion and like praying to gods. Like there's nothing else that they value in life other than war and religion. That's it.
They shall be my finest warriors, these men who give of themselves to me. Like clay I shall mold them, and in the furnace of war I shall forge them.
Dang.
They shall be of iron will and steely sinew. In great armor I shall clad them, and with the mightiest weapons shall they be armed. They will be untouched by plague or disease, no sickness shall blight them. They shall have such tactics, strategies, and machines that no foe will best them in battle. They are my bulwark against the terror. They are my defenders of humanity. They are my Space Marines, and they shall know no fear.
Let's
and on the tabletop, they fuck. Oh, they fuck hard. As of making this video, Space Marines are laughably strong. That might change at some point, but overall, Space Marines just have it's like a Swiss Army knife, a tool for anything you need, except it's like a gold-plated Swiss Army knife. It is extremely strong. If you are actually getting into the tabletop of Warhammer, Space Marines are a great start. Also,
okay, good to know. Maybe I'll get a Space Marine. Or if they have clown ones. I think I remember you guys talking about there is a clown faction. I really hope he talks about it today.
Play style you have, whether you want to be sit back with long range and heavy weaponry, go fast and run in, or even just full melee, all of these options are totally there for you. Space Marines are super badass, but unfortunately, it's time we start praying to our new god, the 2011 Honda Civic.
So is it any wonder people are afraid of technology?
Technology! The Adeptus Mechanicus. The Adeptus Mechanicus are a technophile cult on Mars. Now, these people are a little bit weird.
Sorry, I didn't get the 2011 Honda Civic. What the heck was that supposed to be?
Because they don't actually really believe in
Well, this art style kind of looks like TF2, no?
of mankind. And you might think, oh, whoa, Bricky, that sounds like some heresy. A little bit. They believe in the Emperor, they believe in his power, but they don't pray to him. They pray to something called the Omnissiah. And the Omnissiah is this kind of machine god that they believe permeates in all machines. And if you think, well, wait a minute, they believe in a different god as well? That sounds like super heresy. Well, yes-ish, but they also make all your guns, and they make all your tanks, and they make everything that you have.
Okay.
So
let's just agree to disagree is what I'm seeing here. Also, they're kind of right. The Emperor is not a god. Well, I guess maybe he kind of is, but not in the way that they're posing him out to be. So they're kind of based in that. Also, it's cool that they believe in a god that exists in machinery, like AI. That's pretty dope. I wonder if this game got made before, like, the invention of AI.
Can't really tell them to fuck off, because you're not going to win nothing if you don't got stuff to shoot people with.
True.
See, their Omnissiah at least makes sense from their standpoint. They believe it to be a deity that permeates through all machines. Your Honda Civic, your standard bolt gun, your Dune Strider Walker, your giant mechs.
My 2001 Toyota Corolla.
Or huge ships. The Omnissiah is present through all. And the only reason your stuff works is because the machine's spirit in it says it works. If you want your gun to work, your tank to run...
So the spirit is like power, like electricity, coal power, gas power, stuff like that. That's very interesting. They turned like power and turned it into like an entity.
Pray to it. And I mean full stop. You need to start chanting in high Gothic. You need to burn incense. You need to sit on your knees and pray to that car.
Okay.
You need to rub oil on your robes, and you need to go,
Okay.
Full stop. If you want your damn thing to work, if you want your gun to fire.
I've seen a few people do that. One time my dad did that whenever the car wouldn't start. It seemed like he was praying to this all-knowing, powerful being for it to start. Oh my god.
You need to do that. They are very bizarre, and they actually have a bit of a point, because it's obviously working. And if you look at them, I don't know how that works. So they obviously know something about what they're doing.
Yeah, what the heck?
The most notable member of the Adeptus Mechanicus is Archmagos, Magos, whatever.
I like this guy.
Belisarius Call. Look at
He's
this,
so
look at this
lanky.
dude. Look at this dude. Yeah. This is
I like a man that can like wiggle under my door frame.
the group we're talking about. These are these weirdos. Here, the Omnissiah Creed.
Whoa, what the heck?
The credo, Omnissiah. There is no truth in flesh, only betrayal.
Amen.
There is no strength in flesh, only weakness.
Amen.
There is no constancy in flesh, only decay.
True.
There is no certainty in flesh, but death. Flesh
Okay,
is
well,
weakness.
Flesh itself is certain. But yeah, I guess death is certain too. You're right. Man, I feel like I'm being converted. This is weird. I kind of agree with a lot of what they're saying.
Flesh is death. The Omnissiah is the god of the machines, and if you wish to be whole, if you wish to be holy, if you wish to give unto him, you must saw down your limbs and remove your organs and replace them with mechanical parts, because that is what he wants, and that is how you will become enlightened.
Okay, so you'll be a cyborg. But in the other video, didn't they kind of look down on cyborgs? Like there was some sort of cyborg slur or something? Because they like aren't human anymore, essentially. I mean, I feel like that's where our future is headed. We're probably gonna have funny little organs and limbs and stuff.
Mixed with religious extremism. Adeptus Mechanicus. Now, for their army side of things, they are with the Scutari. The Scutari operate with very bizarre weaponry and lots of different kinds of vehicles, tanks.
That kind of looks like Caitlin's gun from League of Legends, no? It's like almost like a cool little sniper rifle object thing.
Between. They're very weird, but they have extremely wacky and enjoyable, and in fact quite effective, both in the real game and in the lore, weaponry and gear. Overall, as an army on tabletop,
whoa, okay, that figure is insane. You seen this? This figure is so tall. It has so many moving parts. It feels alive. Wow. Even the cape? Oh my god, wow. Sometimes I do look at these figures and I'm like, that's insane. Like one time at the board game shop, I saw a guy painting dinosaurs. And I was like, what is that? And he's like, it's Warhammer. And I'm like, Warhammer has dinosaurs? And they looked really cool too.
Very weird and have a whole bunch of different shenanigans, but if you like kind of that quirky, wacky techno thing, I'd give them a pickup. Hell, they're so paranoid. I gotta keep going. They're so paranoid and crazy.
Wow.
These Dune Striders you see right here, one guy was able to make them work. One guy, and he died. And they're so scared they'll never work again that they keep them on and they never turn them off, and they run around in a circle the whole time until they need them, and then they corral it and they go into battle.
What?
Yep. The Adeptus Mechanicus. Now, if you want to talk about...
That's me when I have, like, my Switch. If I let my Switch die, it's never gonna turn on again, so I have to keep it charged no matter what. And then when I'm ready, I'll take it out and I'll play Tomodachi Life, and I'll make my friends kiss.
Faith, though. Let's talk about the Sisters of Battle.
Oh?
A simp has fallen for an eagle in Lego City.
Oh my god, women?
The Sisters of Battle of the Adeptus Sororitas, if that's how I pronounce it correctly, is an all-female group of
Let's
battle
go!
sisters.
Let's go! Oh my god, and they look so cool too! Look at them! Finally, women that are like shown in full armor. I mean, it's still like, you know, it still looks good. But you know, women armor, especially in like animes and video games where it's like a bikini, it's like, dude, you could easily get cut with that.
Going through the ecclesiarchy section of the Imperium. The ecclesiarchy is, of course, the church. This is, imagine a private army of the church.
Private?
Which is scary, and it is. The sisters
Wait, what? What are they locking this guy up?
Which is...
He's right where he wants to be, okay? He doesn't need to be saved.
Scary, and it is. The sisters are an extremely zealotous force, and they take this to a full extreme. They believe in three main things: faith, martyrdom, and fire. Through the bolter, the flamer, and the melta, the Sisters of Battle are extremely potent at taking out chaos and heretics.
Wow.
Mainly heretics, because as they are a fighting section of the ecclesiarchy church, that's the big thing they want to kill. Any form of heretic will face the Emperor's justice through those three main weapons: the bolter, the flamer, and the melta, and they will do so with extreme prejudice.
I might be a heretic myself. Where can I sign up to meet these gals?
Literally, they are the closest things we have to nuns in space. And I'm talking hardcore nuns.
Oh,
they
they're
carry
nuns.
holy fire on their backs. They have holy, like, books and sigils all across their armor. Their main battle tank is a fucking pipe organ.
Oh, that's pretty freaking cool. A pipe organ? Look at that! It looks like a pipe organ / incinerator that you like put dead bodies into.
Missile launcher. They have small babies that they have like removed their brain capacity to make them little servant cherubs to fly.
Wait, they give birth? Or, like, where do these babies come from? Where do babies come from?
Around and give them ammunition and shit. They drop churches from low orbit as mini drop pods onto battles. They drop churches into battles.
Okay.
And they blare war hymns and holy music from their frigates in low atmosphere and shower.
Frigate. I remember frigates from the Internet Historian video. Also, if they drop the church into battle, is it considered unholy to fight in a church? Similar to like now-ish? Because then what if you're like, oh frick, I don't want to die, so you just go into the church and like, I'm just gonna pray for a little bit, like I'm converted.
Holy water across the battlefield. These are the people you are dealing with, and they're fucking awesome.
Yeah,
they can
are.
literally stave off demons. On the tabletop because their faith is that strong.
Wow.
Remember the warp, the demons from the warp?
Yeah.
Well, the warp also manifests in your mind. All of your emotions, negative and positive, go through the warp. It's the immaterium, the place of all things. So if you are that mentally fortified, that mentally strong, you can stave off horrifying demons.
Oh, that's
and all
cool.
these girls, oh, not a
Man, I gotta learn a lesson from these girls. He isn't worth it. You can stave off all those crazy thoughts.
crack. Not a crack in that mental armor. Now, as much as
Dang, I
a
need
meme
that
as
for
they
real.
are, and as much as their models look a lot like Ongo
The Danny
Loglian,
DeVito picture.
yeah, which I can't unsee anymore. I gotta say, I love their design.
Oh wait, is this where they all look the same? I've seen these girls before. That's kind of lame that they all look the same. Like, come on. They all look like the white version of Edna Mode. White-haired version of her. Ugh. At least have some originality. I feel like they would look so cool with braids.
I think they're extremely cool. They're another army that I'm currently collecting. They just released a
Whoa!
whole new
This is the tank, the organ tank. Wow. This is like a dream come true. And a baby.
line of figures very recently, and they look wonderful. Everything from Celestine, the living, literally undying saint, from the triumph of Saint Catherine, which is literally a funeral procession as a model. Those organ tanks I mentioned earlier. This shit is the most over-the-top badassery in a lot of the Warhammer universe. And
Yeah.
goddamn it, is it over the top. But Sisters of Battle.
Whoa, okay, so it looks like the front of their hair is grown out, but then the back looks shaved. Maybe that's how they do it.
So cool. While I'm a guardsman at heart, oh, this is such a cool faction.
I
By
love
Bolter
women.
Shell, Flamer Burst, and Melta Blast, the mutant, the heretic, and the traitor alike are cleansed of their sin of existence. So it has been for 5 millennia, so shall it be until the end of time.
Dang, a
And
girl with a
speaking
mission.
of burning demons.
Oh, the Grey Knights.
The Grey Knights are the first army I actually collected back in 7th edition. The Grey Knights are a super secret
7th edition? How many editions are there?
and much more old school look at power armored knights, except
6, 7.
they are all psychers. All of them have that crazy space magic magician shit. For every 100,000 guardsmen, there's
Wow.
one Grey Knight. For every 10,000 Sisters of Battle, there's one Grey Knight. For every
Also, this is also really freaking cool how all this art and media has come into this video without it being AI. Like, I'm pretty sure this predates AI. I don't know about more recent stuff, but it's just so artistically pleasing to look at. Like, the shading of this art piece is so cool. It almost feels like it's blurring in between the character and the background.
1,000 Space Marines, there's one Grey Knight. Grey Knights are the strongest of the strong, both in mental will and absolute just
Why don't they have a neck? Where'd their neck go? Look at his head, and those are his shoulders. What the?
strength. These are Space Marines that are all high-level psychers, all of them able to specifically do one goal, and that is kill demons. The Emperor
freaking
believed
magic
that the demons
bros.
of chaos were the #1 threat to the Imperium, and he probably is
What
right.
if they could trace back the ancestries of psychers all the way back to the early 2000s of this guy named Chris Angel? I bet he's like the original, the godfather of every man, woman, and child that became a psyker.
However, this group is entirely based on doing that through a myriad of tactics. Coming from the planet, or I guess the moon of Titan in the Sol system, the Grey Knights are thrown through extremely rigorous training and are as clear of mind and soul as they possibly can be. Since the demons of the warp are the warp and your mind projects to the warp, people can go insane very fast, especially lower level psychers. These Grey Knights need to be able to harness the warp in the presence of demons and stay perfectly sane. One of
Wow.
the characters, one of my favorite characters, is named Castellan Crow. He
Castellan
has a
Crow?
demon blade, the black blade of Mahamahama. and he has to have it on.
It's crazy that they have names in the midst of all this chaos. I feel like people wouldn't even name their children. Maybe they give their own names. I wonder if they're raised in a traditional sense, like mother and father, or if they're raised in like a military sense, like, oh, a bunch of boys go into military and they learn things. It's so interesting.
Him. Because it tempts everyone nearby, constantly beckoning them. Use my power, use my strength, suck my penis, whatever the possibility. And so he has to keep it on him all the time.
Dang.
As this thing whispers to him consistently, and he has to...
Hey, that's me with Twitter, to be honest. If I can have the mental fortitude to not get Twitter to make me depressed, then I could do what this guy does easily.
Stave it off forever, being alone in his chambers or on the battlefield, because anyone who gets too close to it might be tempted a little too hard. He is that pure of heart and mind, and all the characters in the Grey Knights are basically like that. The only issue is that the Grey Knights have a scorched earth policy. More ways than one. If they're fighting demons, demons corrupt and make people crazy.
Yeah.
So if I'm a guardsman and I'm fighting demons and the Grey Knights arrive...
What the heck? Interspecies reviewers? You guys see this? Is that even... What the frick? Oh, this guy's a freak for real, Bricky.
And they kill all the demons. I'm a risk. And so guess who's not making it out of there? On the tabletop, they're very strike fast, strike hard kind of people. They teleport all around the place. They are fast strike groups, small amounts of models because they're so dang strong. You only have so many characters, but with it, you get in there, you're very tough, very tanky, you hit really hard, and you try to bounce around the battlefield quickly, but you don't have numbers, and so every dead Grey Knight hits really damn hard. They're fun though if you like that kind of fast striking kind of army.
Their figures are so
Caldor
cool.
Drago is a thing.
I think it's so silly that they have a full set of armor, but they still have some sort of loincloth. Like, what are they? They must be packing like crazy to need to cover that boy up.
Get into Caldor Drago. All right, that is, oh my goodness gracious. I am the hammer. I am the mail about his fist. I am the spear in his hand. Though we are lost, I am the shield on his arm. I am the flight of his arrows. I am the hammer. I am the sword. I am the shield. I am a soldier at the battle at the end of time.
Wow.
Grey Knights are pretty hardcore.
That's sick.
They are as holy as you can get for a Space Marine. If you like Space Marine...
These are really cool mantras. I mean, other than the depressing ones, like, these are really cool mantras to just say it to yourself at night before you go to bed. Like, I am the hammer. I am the shield. I am the spear. I could get used to this.
And you want to, you know, that they're holy enough? You want to be holier?
Yeah.
Grey Knights. Now, if you want to be holier and big, let's talk Imperial
Big.
Knights.
Oh my god, look how big. His waist, where is it? Oh my god, his waist disappeared, literally.
Do you like gigantic walkers the size of homes or medium-sized buildings? Do you want to kill heretics, but you want to kill like 40 of them per turn? Do you want a gigantic old-school knight noble house style of walkers with giant chainsaw arms? Then you got Imperial Knights.
Okay.
Imperial Knights, it's not a whole lot to talk about them because they're just gigantic walkers, but they have this old-school like house feel to them, like literally like they're houses. Each Imperial Knight comes from a house, and each of them act in their own special way. These behemoth of walkers also destroy almost everything in their path, killing full swaths of squads in a couple shots, stepping on legions of troops. Like, these things do not mess around. And they look so cool. Imperial Knights and Chaos Knights, actually, for that matter, don't have a whole lot to discuss. They're just super big, heavy walkers, and they look different depending on your house or chaos god you currently believe in. And overall, these things are just really cool if you want to murder everything in your path. With a big, scary, big unit of Warhammer, and if you want to collect them, go to town. They make for a great painting project, too. Getting more back down to earth, let's talk something about a little bit different, a little more gold.
I love gold.
If guardsmen are regular soldiers, Space Marines are super soldiers, Grey Knights are super soldiers. The Adeptus Custodes are super soldiers cubed. The Adeptus Custodes are the third major army I own. I know, 3 armies. I know, I got carried away, okay? But that's all. I only have 3, okay?
Imagine someone makes these figures, but instead of just painting them gold, they make them out of actual gold. You like get a gold ice necklace chain around your neck with the freaking Adeptus soldiers.
They are our final brand of Space Marines, but these ones are
That guy literally looks like Jesus. What the freak? Why has he got the whole palm thing going on?
super special. Okay, if a guardsman is 6 foot, a Space Marine is 7 feet, a custodian is 8 feet. These are the giant defenders of Holy Terra, which is also Earth. Earth is Terra.
Earth Terra, yeah.
Themselves. These are the people that literally guard the Emperor's throne room. Hence, custodians. These boys protect the Emperor's throne room at all times and are literally like handcrafted people. They're not humans brought up by a gene seer or something. These are all handcrafted super soldiers.
Okay, wow.
I think from a tube. These behemoth of men are like 8 feet, 8.5 feet tall and function.
This one kind of looks like a Cheshire cat. And I like how this one looks like a guy screaming and this one looks like a lion's head.
Immortal. They stand still, spear in hand, for hundreds of years without the need to sleep and barely even the need to eat, watching over the throne room and every other area of Holy Terra for their entire purpose in life. And oh my lord, are they terrifying. These custodians put Space Marines to shame. If you liked your super soldiers, these are your super mega soldiers. One of these men can take on probably 3 Space Marines and most likely win. There are many different groups of custodians as well, like the Solar Watch, or there's also one of my personal favorite, the Aquilan Shield. The Aquilan Shield go out to seemingly unimportant.
I like how they have the purple because it's more like royalty colors and the gold.
And protect them because they believe that they are going to be doing something very important in their lives. For instance, let's say a regular guardsman gets the protection of this giant 8.5 foot tall golden god because that guardsman will end up becoming a general one day or something of that nature. The custodians.
Wow, so they have like a they can move up in their job. That's really cool, actually. I hope they get paid well.
Work in mysterious ways and are almost always outnumbered, but never outmatched. These people are pretty horrifying, both on the tabletop as well as in the lore. There are very few of them, however, and there's actually an extremely small amount of them. But that's kind of the point. There's only so many of these people that can have war gear this strong, weapons this powerful, and training this good. And the custodians have all 3 of it. For 100 years, I stood my watch amidst the somber shadows of the Sanctum Imperialis. I was still as a statue, but always ready, always attuned to dangers unseen. Days, months, years passed by in a frenzied blur beyond those walls, yet within little moved and nothing changed.
Oh wow,
really? For 100 years, I did not but wait, yet had any—
Okay, but are they really that good if they literally haven't done anything for 100 years? And they just see everyone going to war and they sit around and do nothing? Like, are they really that good? They must be at least a little bit rusty.
Any threat appeared, I would have struck it down in a heartbeat. For 100 years, I stood my watch, and as it ends, I can tell you this: patience is a weapon. The custodians are the top dogs of the Imperium, and they hurt just that same way. Though I do want to discuss a little bit about the Sisters of Silence.
Holy crap, look at the bonkers on these things. And she has like a top ponytail like Zuko.
Before we get out of here, because the Sisters of Silence I also have a few of, and they're really fun, but they don't get enough attention. These kind of bald plume ladies are a whole group of pariahs, or also known as blanks. We'll be referring to them as blanks from now on.
What are blanks?
So as every mind is somewhat connected to the warp, these blanks are a genetic mutation that has it suppressed heavily. Because of that mind suppression, normal people feel this weird, like, uncomfortable nature when around them. When a Sister of Silence walks past them, you feel ill. You feel just uncomfortable and strange. So most of them don't actually live past childhood, because once they are birthed, they're, well, you know, killed or something at a very young age, because they just emit a horrifying aura. These ladies, however, are guardians of the
So
throne
they're aura maxing, and that's how they win?
as well for more psychic threats. See, none of the custodians are psychers, so they have a difficult time dealing with major demons and other kinds of psychic phenomena. These sisters are extremely specialized in it, all of them taking a vow of silence as they don't speak, hence the term Sisters of Silence, but they communicate through hand gestures and things of that nature.
They sign language?
But if there's a demon issue, if there's any kind
I mean,
of
like,
warp
at that level, you should just speak. If you can speak, but you choose to do sign language, that's so stupid anyway.
based problem, the sisters are extremely adept at dealing with them, thanks to their blank gene. They normally work a lot of time with the custodians because they have to deal with both kinds of threats, but they're not represented that way on the tabletop. In fact, they only have like one real model for them, which is very unfortunate. I
wow.
hope they'll get some like news soon because
They should
I think
get
they should really be
some.
working together as it is that way in the lore, but hopefully we'll get there soon. But if we're talking about blanks, let's talk assassins.
Whoa. Officio Assassinorum.
It's been a long video. We're about to round it out. We got this and one more human thing, and then we're done.
Okay.
The assassins, though, the Officio Assassinorum, oh boy, these people are deadly. Yeah, they're called assassins. They should be.
I love
but,
assassins.
Oh, man. These people will mess you up. So these are from the Officio Assassinorum, a very special organization, and they are handpicked by the Grand Master of the Officio Assassinorum from the what was it called? Schola Progenium.
Oh,
It's
from
basically
Harry
an orphan
Potter?
school. Your parents got murdered
Oh
by...
my god, they have a freaking Harry Potter school, but instead it's assassins? That's so freaking sick. I would hate to imagine what the finals are like for this school.
demons or something, you get sent to this and you get trained to be whatever. Tempestus Drop Troop, an Inquisitor, maybe even. Maybe you get a blank gene and you get thrown into the Sisters of Silence, or sometimes you just disappear. When you are taken, however, you go to one of 4 temples because the Assassinorum works in the temple style of things.
Okay.
These temples are the Vindicare, Caluxus, Calidus, and Eversor temples. Let's start with the Vindicare. I'm far away. I've been sitting here for 3 weeks. Poof!
They're
The Vindicare
snipers?
temple is the main sniper-based temple. Gigantic sniper rifles for all these assassins. Their whole point is to be able to be in a spot and sit there, eye and scope, for weeks, waiting for their perfect target, taking people out from literal miles.
I like this guy. These guys they don't get their hands dirty. They sit and shoot from far away.
After extremely long time periods. The Vindicare Temple is about precise, perfect aim. There have been reports of Vindicares being able to single out particular body parts from over 2-3 miles away.
Dang.
Temples in the head, the jugular, for instance, and been sitting there after weeks. And when they're ready, take that shot, time is done, packs them up. The Calidus Temple, however.
Honestly, that's what the freak am I looking at right now? Oh my god. You know, I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm just gonna listen to him talk about this girl.
Is a lot more about shape-shifting and deviant art. It's mostly a female-based one, or at least it seems to be.
Whoa.
And this allows a lot of body augmentation for certain individuals to be able to kind of transmorph themselves and infiltrate areas that are problems. These assassins will end up taking missions that take them years, 2-3 years, to infiltrate a heretical group and slowly work their way up just to get enough time to put a bullet into the main target's head and then escape unharmed. Or become the main target and sabotage it from within.
Oh my god, they're so cunty. I love them. And they got the ponytail. That's what I was wanting. As a cute girly with a ponytail.
All completely about deception, mind tricks, polymorphing, and everything in between. And lots of drawings. Lots of drawings. The Eversor Temple. Just kind of disturbing one. The Eversor Temple is about when you don't want anything to come back alive, friend or foe. You want it all dead.
Wait,
and
what?
Eversor is psychogenically conditioned with just
He's literally a skeleton. That is so funny. His face is literally a skeleton. How do you function?
Therapy and psychological torture to only feel violence, hatred, and anger. It does the Clockwork Orange style of thing of just making you forced to watch never-ending pain and misery and psycho.
What the heck? Spoilers, I haven't seen that movie. Look, another skeleton. That is so goofy that they're skeletons.
Conditioning, I guess is the term. And then they pump you full of tons of psychedelic drugs.
Ooh.
And they cryo-freeze you.
Oh.
And then they drop you in an area where they just want to make sure everything is dead.
Okay.
And then you defrost, full of just all this insane, mind-boggling psychotherapy and psychedelic drugs, and you just go to town.
Nice.
Yeah, if you don't care if anyone comes back alive. You're like, all right, lost cause, send them in. Finally, there's the most bizarre temple, the Calyxus temple.
Look at that,
the
guy's
Calyxus
head.
assassins are feared even among the other temples. So that blank gene, the people will go to the Calyxus temple with this as well. And this is where they can harness that to be massively anti-psyker.
Dude, this jawline is crazy. I feel like he's trying to riz me.
Just anti-regular people. They're seen with extreme fear and distrust among many, many people. They're described by the Eldar, by quote, as being pure evil. Imagine that uncomfortable feeling from that blank
Bro,
gene.
but being pure evil in this universe doesn't mean anything. Everyone's pure evil in this universe.
I mentioned, and then imagine them being taught and given equipment to amplify it by 100. If normally regular people feel uncomfortable, now they are basically akin to being a siren wailing directly in your ear. And if you're a psyker, oh no. The sheer presence of a Calyxus assassin is enough for you to tear your skin off. You would rather gouge your eyes out and rip your nails off than even being near this person.
I'm ugly and I'm proud. These poor guys, they're like, I'm ugly. Whoa, look at the bulge on this guy. Holy crap. Dude's got a crazy Dorito chip build.
Calyxus assassin is when you want psychers to literally lose their minds, and they will go on their knees and ask you to gun them down because it is a suitable choice over being anywhere near you. The motto of that temple is, that which is unknown and unseen commands the greatest fear. Now, for the tabletop, assassins aren't that special. You can call them in no matter what Imperium faction you are. And they do a lot of work for themselves, but at the same time, they're very specialized and require a lot of finesse. And they work the way you generally want them to, though. You want to cause some distortion and weird stuff, you take a Calidus. You want to just murder swaths of infantry and then blow up Eversor. You want to kill that one guy, Vindicare, and if you have a lot of psychers, Calyxus. It's a nice little, like, jack of all trades if you have a specific thing you want to kill.
They're cute, though. I like it.
Fun. But now, let's talk about the last human faction to round this video out before we do part 2. The Inquisition.
Oh shit.
We have a lot to talk about with them.
The Inquisition. I'm so scared.
Where do I even begin with the Inquisition? Take every secret police you can think of. The KGB, the Gestapo, the CIA, FBI, any of these kinds of people.
Yeah.
And then mark it up by about 10.
Whoa, which?
And give them the most power in the entire Imperium. No, you know what? How about this? This right here, it's not just a quote. This is the Imperial motto. The motto of the Inquisition.
Okay.
I apologize for my bad pronunciation. Innocentia nihil probat. Innocence proves nothing.
What?
The most powerful organization in the Imperium, the secret police, their #1 motto is innocence proves nothing.
Wait, wait. So even if you're like tried for a crime and you were found innocent, they're still gonna freaking murk you because that didn't prove anything. They might be kind of stupid then. What is the point of that?
The Inquisition goes around like the secret police or like detectives to find issues in the Imperium. And they have different ordos depending on which one we're talking about. The Ordo Hereticus, the Ordo Xenos, the Ordo Malleus, for instance, and a whole bunch of other ones. Hereticus is obvious, they deal with heretics. Xenos tries to find...
That Hereticus looks like she's straight out of Bloodborne. And then this girl looks like she's straight out of some, like, World of Warcraft.
Alien threats, and Malleus as demons. They all have different specializations in
Whoa,
what
they're
they're
hot.
trying to go for as this Inquisitor. And that's what they're called, Inquisitors. Each of them, as an Inquisitor, has their own free reign to do as they wish. They may have a ship and a crew, and they go out to find problems and interrogate people a lot. They are above the law in every department over Space Marines. Now, the Space Marines might argue against them and stuff, and there might be a lot of blowback, but technically they are above them as Inquisitors.
That's kind of
crazy. They are looking to investigate and figure out coups and cults and demonic incursions.
They must be, like,
Xenos
corrupt
issues,
then, yeah?
Like gene stealers or a new threat coming into an area. They're about learning that stuff and actually doing detective work. And memes aside, they're pretty good at it. The Inquisition having all of this power does make them a little bit power hungry and frantic sometimes. And yes, it is still a bad thing, but most of them are pretty good at their job.
She's so
and they spend a
cunty.
lot of time being very diligent to make sure that all of these leads they follow are proper and correct. They're basically space detectives with just enormous power. And sometimes a bit of a power complex. And we haven't even talked about Exterminatus yet. Exterminatus. Exterminatus is deeming a planet unfit to be saved. I deem that this planet is demon infested, and taking it back will cost too many resources and is not worth it. I have now...
That is insane. A whole planet? They're like, nah. Is the solution to blow it up? Is that what the solution you're going to tell me is?
Commit Exterminatus on this planet. I will now sign the death warrant of an entire Imperium planet, as it is unfit to take and better to be destroyed than allow the enemy to hold it. This can mean saturation bombardment. This can mean cracking the planet's core and breaking it apart. Doesn't matter. Render this planet inhospitable to all life. Yes, the innocence proves nothing, people are the...
Okay, so then that must be the reason why so many of the 40k and the Space Marines people don't have their planets anymore. Like, he said, like, almost every planet was just blown up.
Only people who can choose this planet must die in its entirety.
Wow.
Yeah, you're playing the villain. Now it is me.
I don't want to catch them on a bad day. Oh my god. I'm glad that they believe Terra is worth it.
But most Inquisitors are very rare to do Exterminatus. Exterminatus is a very crazy thing. There's only so many worlds that you don't want to destroy all of them.
Oh, okay.
Naturally, with the memes aside, there are some...
I don't know, but it seems like a lot of worlds do get destroyed for his Space Marine video. So there's something. I mean, there's something.
A little bit rough on this one.
Fittest.
But most Inquisitors generally don't like to do Exterminatus a ton, but it is an option they have.
Okay.
And it's a crazy option when you think about it. Secret Police Inquisition are unfortunately
she's so steampunk. Look at her setup and her little cape and top hat and monocle. Oh, she's so steampunk coated.
Of the tabletop very much. You generally kind of put one in your army if you feel like it. You have a couple special options there and some side content, but they're not really fleshed out very well, and personally they need a lot more stuff put in there, and they really need a lot more effort put into them, and they're not quite where I want them to be. Overall, the Inquisition makes for a lot of the best storytelling as well.
Our
because
martyred
it's a little
lady.
bit hard to talk about a big story of a whole bunch of Space Marines killing
Oh, is it a comic book?
Right, it's just a big battle story. It's not as interesting. Having that intrigue and that moral dilemma that an Inquisitor has makes for a lot better media. And honestly, the more people do it, I think it's better, because then it adds a little more humanity to the Warhammer horrible, grim.
That's sick.
And
I like that.
We just finished the humans.
Yippee!
All right, come back for part 2 when we talk about Chaos and Xenos, because we got to talk about the 4 Chaos Gods and all the Chaos Marine Legions and the Tau and the Necrons and the Orcs, and oh boy.
Those were all just humans?
I'll see you in part 2.
Yippee! Let's go! Okay, that is a lot of lore, but I love the humans. They're so creative, and it seems like they really stand for one purpose. Is for that one guy, the Emperor. Oh yeah. Thanks for watching this epic react video. Thank you again for suggesting this one. Let me know in the comments down below if you want me to watch part 2. I'm pretty interested so far. It makes me want to like watch their media or their games. I'm not sure if there's like other content out there other than the board games. Anyway, I'll put a playlist on the left for you. I'll make a Bricky playlist actually, and then you can sub on the right or down below. I stream on twitch.tv/KaimaniClowny if you want to come say hi to me. I love saying hi to the YouTube people. Until next time, I will see you later.